All right, so let's bring on Executive Director, Center for Leadership and Citizens Awareness, Dr. Gabriel Nwambu, to look at the task ahead of the new EFCC chairman designate in fight against financial crimes. It's good to have you join me right now, Dr. Nwambu. Now, let me ask you this question. Abdulrasheed Bawa has a rich resume. Do you see him as the long-awaited change that Nigerians are really yearning for in the EFCC and the fight against corruption?
Thank you so much for having me. Abdulrasheed Bawa is a 40-year-old young man and a seasoned dictator trained in the vast area of investigation, prosecution of corruption cases. He is one of the pioneers who actually joined the EFCC in 2005. The fact that EFCC has succeeded in a lot of operations, in covert operations, investigation, prosecutions on financial crimes, on advance fee fraud, official corruption, and even corruption that has to do with bank fraud. Rashid is one of the ones that has spearheaded this and have anchored it effectively. I know a lot of people have actually argued that he should not hold this kind of chairmanship position because he is probably not a police officer. He is probably not up to the level 14 as stipulated by some rules. But I tell you the truth, if Nigerians want to get it right, if Nigerians want the anti-corruption war to succeed, it is pertinent we give Abdulrasheed Bawa a chance because he's a young, vibrant man who is determined to make a difference. Although some parts of the country has also reasoned that it has been sectional. They feel that since the inception of EFCC, that only a section of the country has been EFCC chairman from that 2005 or thereabout till date. But that is not the issue. The problem with Nigeria is that we have been bedeviled with parochial and ethnic sentiments. The truth of the matter is that Bawa is a determined force to bring in the necessary changes that is required in Nigeria as far as the fight against corruption is concerned.
Now, we often use the cliche, corruption is fighting back. When you fight corruption, corruption fights back. What likely challenges or obstacles do you see him facing by the time he takes office?
Thank you so much. It is no longer news that there was this speculation that he has issues that are bordering on corruption based on the sales of petroleum trucks while he was holding sway in Rivers State. But you see, that is more or less a cock and bull story. You see, it was generated by persons who do not want to see him thrive, who do not want to see him succeed. I tell you something, the EFCC has a department that is in charge of property. They are in charge of processes of how to auction items that are confiscated and the court has condemned accordingly. And moreover, Bawa was not even in Port Harcourt as at the time the alleged crime was said to have been perpetrated. He was already in Lagos. So that section of persons who has generated fictitious news to malign and mutilate the image of the young man, of course, should hide their faces somewhere in the dungeon because the young man is here and is determined to work and he's going to make significant progress.
All right. Now, the public statement from the spokesperson of the service has made some level of clarification in that regard. But before I let you go, as he takes office, what do you think his priorities should be as it starts immediately?
Thank you so much again. As he commences his work, you know, it is pertinent he looks at the corruption index. You see, while in 2017 I led an anti-Magu must go movement in far back as 2017. Some persons were wondering, wondering why I led that kind of a demonstration against Magu. We found out that the man called Ibrahim Magu was unfit. He was collaborating with some persons to mutilate the integrity of even some innocent Nigerians, only for them to go to court and are discharged and acquitted. You see, what we are looking at is all through the reign of Magu, the perception index of corruption in Nigeria had been on the increase. And then the panel headed by Justice Salami has also portrayed that what we were crying woe as at that time is really true. They found out that what we were saying as at that time, as far back as 2017, was the truth and was real. So, but Bawa is somebody who is determined. We want him to focus on this perception of corruption perception index and to make sure it steps up very well, and then to ensure that the war is not selective. The war goes across board, irrespective of one's political affiliation or status held in the society.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Gabriel Nwambu, the Executive Director, Center for Leadership and Citizens Awareness. We appreciate you for talking to us on TVC.
Thanks for having me.
Right.